episode 25, part 2 of Soaked, Starry-Eyed, and Seriously Stuffed, our Disney holiday adventure. Here we go. Hi, welcome to the continuing adventures of Two Gray Mice. I'm Meg.
And I'm Rob.
And we are Two Gray Mice.
Is this thing on?
Is this thing on? Yes.
One of the big things we wanted to do when we were down there was the Candlelight Processional. And we got the meal package. So we had assured seating. It was a little overcast early in the day. We were going back to the resort for a pit stop and then heading over. And it was raining. So we did actually have a seat, but only a third of the pavilion is actually covered. The other 2/3 of the pavilion is open. So all of the covered seating was already taken by the time we got there. There were a lot of wet people standing around, and they didn't start on time. And they came out and they uncovered everything like they were going to start, but then there was just so much water on the stage that they covered everything back up again, and they canceled the rest of the performances for that evening. So there went our opportunity to see the Candlelight Processional. So we were wet. We were wet by the time we got to the pavilion.
Yes.
I didn't think we could get wetter on the way back to the resort, but we did manage to get wetter. I haven't been that soaked since the 2013 Scout Jamboree in West Virginia.
No, I'm not sure I've ever been that wet.
Yeah.
And that one lightning bolt, that definitely hit someplace nearby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rocked everything. Was like,
yeah. So, that was a miss. We laughed our way all the way back to the room, but
and it was a
we were
miss
drenched
from the moment we left the room.
Yeah.
So we went back to the room. We changed our clothes. We got our rain gear because we knew it was probably going to be raining to some extent. We didn't know how bad. We went to get the bus, and I can't remember if this was the night that one of the buses broke down or we just missed the bus.
Yeah, but it took
we were
us
waiting
a long time.
at least a half an hour for a bus.
A long time to get.
So now we're running late to get to where we're going to go. So that was
So it was just an off night.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're still laughing.
So we're walking as fast as we possibly humanly can between the bus stop and America. And if you've ever been at EPCOT when it rains, especially like through Mexico, it's a floodplain.
Yeah, there's 2 inches, 3 inches of water that's just coming across the entire plaza. And it was just a slosh fest.
Just like up to my ankles.
But, we got back to the bus stop waiting for the bus with, 40 other people who were completely and totally drenched as well. But, definitely a miss. We had a couple of ride breakdowns.
Well, we had Tiana's breakdown. We had Test Track breakdown.
Right. And
we got super passes for both of those.
Right.
One we used it for Tiana's, and the Test Track one we used for Remy's.
Yep.
So that worked, and we did get on Test Track.
Also, another miss we had. We hit the Space 220 Lounge. Friends of ours had visited it. They said it was really interesting, and we needed to do it.
You needed to see it.
Right. I will say
they love the theming.
Right. I will say, from a visual standpoint, I was enthralled. They deliver you 220 miles up in like this tube shuttle. The visuals around all of that were really fantastic. Then once you're in the establishment, there's 2 seating levels. There's a seating level that's kind of up, and that's the seating level that's furthest away from the windows. There's a lower level that's right up to
the windows.
Windows looking out at space.
Right. So we were in the lounge.
And then there's the bar. So we were in the lounge section, the upper section, which I much preferred because you could really take in the whole room. The visuals were fantastic. The service that when we visited, the service was really off. And everybody was very pleasant.
It was just slow.
But it was really, really, really slow. And I thought our sliders and fries could have been a little warmer.
And remember, my tacos were cold.
Yeah.
I had shrimp tacos and they were cold, like refrigerator cold. And I wasn't expecting that because I get shrimp tacos all the time and I was expecting them to be warm.
Yeah.
But they were an appetizer. So I'm like, so if they're an appetizer, I don't know if they were supposed to be cold.
But they were tasty.
They were tasty.
Yeah. Just it
cold.
hit you weird.
So yeah. I don't know if they were supposed to be cold or if they forgot to warm them, but they were cold.
All right. And I think for me, as we were talking about this earlier in the week, I think for me the biggest miss was the beak and barrel. And maybe we built it up too much.
Yeah.
Or I built it up too much. We saw a couple of videos. The theming of the room looked amazing. My issues were largely where we were placed because we were in one of the side rooms. There were people in our room that were literally facing a wall, so they weren't even looking out at the other room. You could hear when the shows, because they have all these different effect shows that go on, when those were happening, but then it was very difficult to get out there to actually see.
Because they aren't long shows. They're 30 seconds.
Yeah, 45 seconds, a minute tops.
Yeah.
Theming inside was everything that everybody said it was. An awful lot of fun, but I would have much preferred to have been in the main area if we could have. My biggest gripe about the place is the absolute non-existent front of house. So they have a little kiosk out in front of the place where the beak and barrel is located. I won't say it's a choke point, but lots of people want to get into the place. So there's this throng of people that are standing outside. When your name is called, it's sometimes very, very hard to hear over this massive crush of people. Yeah, and I just and then the other thing too. So we knew it was a 45-minute limit.
Yeah.
But we were reminded of that like 3 or 4 times as we were being led to our tables, and even reminded about it again
every time they served us something.
Cast member. So I just felt that they were being a little too pushy about that aspect of it. The drinks we had were very tasty,
and the food was good.
And the food was good.
And I mean, the cast member was very good. She took our orders and she's like, when I come back with your drinks, I expect all of you to tell me what your pirate names are. So
there was that interaction.
She was trying to give the interaction. We were in like a map room. So it was a pretty big room with a huge table in it. And there was like, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14 of us around it.
Yep.
10 of us around it. So Rob and I were looking out into the main room, but the other people on the other side of the table were looking at us and a wall.
But what was interesting about the wall is the projections.
No, like the black light. They had a show, they had a little show in our room too,
all of a sudden,
so that we weren't
things on the map are glowing. I'm like,
yeah,
how are they doing that?
Yeah, weren't left out.
Yeah.
But then I took a little tour, like you would take in a tour and took pictures. So that I took a tour. There was literally four seats that are right up against the wall in one corner, like on the other side of the main door, in and out. That are just literally the table is 18 inches deep. It's bar height. There's no chairs, and you're facing a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, for eating your food, you're facing a wall. Yeah. There's nothing there. And I felt the theming was like a blend of Trader Sam's and Olga's, in the sense that you had that deep theming, very much there, gorgeous, things you could read for days. The interaction that you get at Trader Sam's that you had at the beginning of Olga's, that's now gone.
That's now gone.
But then you get the Olga's experience of you're standing, there's too many people. And what I noticed was
noisy.
We were all twos.
Yeah.
So basically, I think if you go to Beak and Barrel and you're 2 people, you're standing.
Yeah.
If you're 4 people or more, you're going to get a table.
You're going to get a table. I don't know if that's actually the case.
But it just,
kind
that
of
was,
felt that way.
Yeah, it felt that way. Like, well, we were all 2s at our table. So I really want to go back and experience it again. But I'm like, do I need to pick up people on the street if it's just me and you again so that we can get a table? Because that's what I've always hated about Olga's. I hate, I'm finally in air conditioning in Florida in the heat in August. I want to put my butt in a chair.
So then we had a couple of minor food disappointments. Most of them worked out in our favor. We went to the boathouse. I was really looking forward to the sliders. And
because we've heard wonderful things about the sliders. We're just having
when the sliders finally arrived, they were exceptionally tasty, but we were literally sitting there for half an hour with no food. They wound up comping us the meal. So that was, and they were very apologetic about it too.
No, we were not in the main building.
No, we were out.
We were out on the
outside
dock
at the bar.
At the dock bar.
And the one bartender said that they had I believe 6. They had 6 staff members bang out that day. So I mean that does affect the kitchen a little bit, but
short-staffed was a theme in restaurants.
Theme, yeah. You wrote down Summer House on the Lake. I thought we had a very nice time there.
I mean, the basil on the margarita pizza was so big, it was why it was there.
Yeah.
That was my only complaint about that one.
Huge.
That and the fact that we couldn't partake in the martini happy hour because they were closing for this special event.
Yeah.
We finally went to Skipper Canteen, which is another great theming. Service was a little slow.
True.
The falafel was overdone.
Oh, yeah.
It was very overdone. The food was okay. But I mean, again, it's Magic Kingdom. I don't know what it is about Magic Kingdom and the food there. They just can't seem to get a good sit-down restaurant that you want to actually keep going to. That's not hundreds of thousands of dollars like Cinderella's Royal Table, which we still have to go to as well.
Yeah.
Rob mentioned,
like we said, with Yak and Yeti, the food was excellent, but the service this time around was a little on the slow side, and I didn't really feel they were all that busy. But again, we've eaten at Yak and Yeti half a dozen times.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Never had a bad meal.
The food was great, but that was also the worst experience we've ever had. That was the worst service we've ever had.
Yeah, and if that's the worst,
that's what I'm saying.
Then we're doing all right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So some of the other little tidbit highlights that we had while we were there. We did go during the day to the Magic Kingdom. We had a Magic Kingdom day it was a party day, so we were there until 6. Then went to Epcot. That's what we did. We did a park and then went to Epcot almost every day. We did the Jingle Cruise.
Yeah, and we had the only Jewish skipper.
Joe.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's really all about the skipper. I'm sorry, that ride is all about the skipper.
So he started off slow. I was a little nervous about 60 seconds into the Jingle Cruise. And then he got rolling. And he had everybody in the boat in stitches.
Or confused.
Yes, some of his stuff was right over the head, but some of it was just
not as much over the head
funny.
If you don't understand anything about a Jewish culture.
Right.
Anything. Like being New Yorkers, we know Jewish culture.
Yeah.
So people were definitely lost, But
one of my favorites was, so we were on the queue online, and they have that little tarantula in the cage
that jumps.
It's motion activated, so like when you get too close to it, it sort of like jumps. But it had on a little Santa beard and a little
red hat. I mean, the overlay for the Jingle Cruise in the ride itself, the queue. The overlay in the queue is amazing.
All the boat names.
Oh yeah. I can't remember any of them right now.
Yeah, but just if you've been on the Jungle Cruise a bunch of times and you've never experienced the Jingle Cruise, definitely the next time you're down there on the holidays.
Yep, and it's worth the wait.
It's definitely worth.
I think we only waited like a half an hour, but it's still worth the wait.
It is definitely worth the wait.
When we were at we were meeting a friend of mine at Communicore Hall and happened to come upon Max and Advar the jugglers.
They were funny.
They were funny. They were fun, talented too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I love. They have to bring back more of that little bit of magic, that little bit of show to places like that. And like the Trash Can guys, you know what I'm saying? The African music guys we listened to for a while outside of in Africa.
And they always have the mariachi band in Mexico. Again, and can't put too fine a point on it. So much of the roving entertainment at all of Disney's parks is refreshing and fun. And it's not, they don't really put it out there. I mean, when you're researching the park, it's definitely mentioned, but it's not like they have set performance times.
Sometimes they do, and sometimes they're just in the map or the app that day.
Yeah, and then one other hit that I'm just remembering now as we're getting to our closing and wrapping things up. The last time we were at EPCOT, they were still in the throes of construction all around Communicore Plaza. All of that was gone. All of it was open. I thought it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful during the day, but at night, they start to integrate it. And that was another thing that we noticed this time around. There's all this lighting in Communicore Park and Communicore Plaza.
Right.
Communicore Park is a baseball field.
Yeah.
And there were all these lighting pylons on either side of Spaceship Earth as you're coming in. Those were all themed and connected to the light show that was going on Spaceship Earth. Again, taking full advantage of all of these toys and tools that they have to really make an immersive experience even more immersive.
Right.
I thought the whole area at night when we were there was gorgeous.
Well, I think there was only one night we really stood there and watched it because the first night we were running from the rain, and there you go. So the same night that we went out to Geyser Point, it was our day off in the parks, and we were going to do a monorail crawl. We got to Geyser Point, and then we took a boat to the Contemporary. Perfect timing. So we got a private fireworks boat tour as we approached the Contemporary and watched the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, which was gorgeous.
And then the Electric Parade was wrapping up.
And the Electric Parade was wrapping up outside, so we got to see that again. And then we just went over to the Poly. Didn't even stop really at the Contemporary except to pick up the monorail, and actually managed to score a walk up to Trader Sam's.
Yep.
It was 11:15. The kitchen was closed. That was fine. We've never been in Walt Disney World's Trader Sam's.
And I think now that we have been in it, because it was just so claustrophobic in there.
It's so tiny.
Oh my Lord. I think the next time we go back, we're going to do the outdoor.
The Tiki Bar. Sam's Tiki Bar outside.
Yeah, I think. Because I just, not that I'm claustrophobic, but
it's tiny.
It's dark. It's small.
You're not going to get the show
seating.
Outside at the Tiki Bar, but they have the noshes are wonderful and the drinks are fun.
Oh yeah.
You know, but it was also another 45-degree night, so we were not going outside.
Right. And then there were two other things I want to talk about before we
wander off,
bid adieu, as it were. So we're at Wilderness Lodge. We went up to the lobby from Geyser Point because you have to see the tree. And we're wandering around, and the lobby
is not Christmas
again,
without Wilderness Lodge lobby. I'm sorry.
And the lobby itself is amazing as always, and the tree was fantastic, and the decorations were over the top.
And the big fireplace with the roaring fire.
And so we're walking back to the boat, and we're going down this hallway, 2 stories tall, windows on the right look out into the courtyard, windows on the left, there's the upstairs restaurant. All of a sudden, there's this frantic pounding.
It's Artist Point upstairs.
Yeah. The two of us turn around.
I'm trying to figure out why someone's pounding.
They were doing a character meet and greet up there, and a cast member dressed as Dopey.
Because it's the Snow White dinner.
Yeah. Character dressed as Dopey starts waving at us.
And then giving
We're
the heart.
the only two people in the car.
Hallway. Yeah. And giving us the heart and telling,
Yeah. Just, again, a special thing. And then I'm sure you put a picture up on your website or something, but there was, I think it was Thursday night, they were doing the room that day. We got back to the room late and we were exhausted. So part of the accoutrements that we brought down with us is we had these little light up Christmas necklaces.
C9 light bulbs. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had 2 sets of those. They were sitting on the table. First of all, when we walked into the room, we had sort of like arranged things because we knew somebody was coming in to toss the room. Everything that I had left on my chair was folded and neatly draped on the chair. You found the same thing with
yes, my pajamas were nice and neat. And
you had. Whoever did the room had taken 4 washcloths and had arranged them in the shape of a Christmas tree on the bed that we were not using, put little colored dots on them as if to represent ornaments, and then took one of our strings of lights, and while the lights weren't turned on, they still took the string of lights and they ran it all around the outside of the tree.
It was so cool.
And so we're dead tired. And this is what we walked back into.
It was wonderful.
And, as I said to close friends of ours who sometimes wonder why we go down there as often as we do, this is why. It's for these little moments that just make a special time even more special.
Yep. And the other thing that when you're at Disneyland, the characters wander around more. They just wander. And if you want to get a picture taken with them, they'll stop briefly and they'll take a picture with you. But for the most part, they're there to interact with you, to have a conversation with you if they're not a face character or a face character, or to do the pantomime routine or whatever the case may be. They're trying it in small doses at Walt Disney World. And I hope people are respectful of this because it's wonderful. So we saw Chip and Dale that way. We saw Chewbacca that way.
Yep.
Right before Jollywood Night started, and he grabbed my elbow and he was shaking me and saying hello. And I love Stitch. The funniest thing was Rob kept going, "We're going to go see Shrek." Well, Shrek's, I'm like, Stitch.
Yeah,
Shrek is green, Stitch is blue.
I was having a senior moment.
But we did get our picture taken with Stitch, right?
With Stitch.
Stitch.
Yeah.
But that was just, it was wonderful. And then, you forget that you're also kind of in the middle of, and the care Disney takes to the wetlands.
Yeah.
And to making sure that there's fish in the streams and that the earth is healthy. So we're taking the boat back, I think our second trip to Disney Springs when we went to get the heat tech.
Yeah, we're taking the boat back and there's a bald eagle hanging out there on the side of the golf course.
Yep. Gorgeous. Huge.
And then the one day that we were at Disney Springs.
The herons everywhere.
The herons.
All over the back of paddlefish.
Yeah, there were three different varieties of heron
Blue,
hanging out.
green, yeah.
It's just, yeah, they do it right.
Yep. So I think that is it. Unless you have any did you want to talk about sardine mode?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to talk about sardine mode. Leave it. We'll just leave it that there was a party of 8 and 5 of them had gotten onto the bus and 3 of them were still standing at the platform. And there were several spaces still available in the bus. And both my wife and I,
Two loud New Yorkers,
while we don't consider ourselves native New Yorkers in the sense of city folk, we do know a thing or two about fitting an awful lot of people into a small amount of real estate. The driver was very amused.
Because he was trying to get people to do it, but he couldn't get volume.
Listening.
Nobody was paying any attention to him.
Nobody was paying any attention to him. But yeah, that was a fun moment with some good chuckles with with the total strangers that we were making friends with on the very, very crowded bus.
Yep.
Yeah.
They all thanked us profusely when they got off. Thank you so much for helping us.
I was like,
home.
hey, we weren't going anywhere until your entire party was on the bus.
Yep.
Wasn't happening. You're not standing there 20, 25 minutes waiting on a bus to not get on because somebody won't move all the way to the back.
And all this talking about what we did while we were down in Disney for the holidays, I realized that we gave our impressions about all the restaurants we were at, but we didn't tell you what we ate. A little bit, but even more importantly, how much it costs, so you would have an idea of, well, that sounds like a really great place, but I can't afford it, or that's right up my alley. So here we go. Starting with Ford's Garage, which was pleasant surprising. It really was. We both got burgers. Rob got the Ford Signature Burger, which was cheddar, bacon, bourbon barbecue sauce with lettuce and tomato at $17.50. I got a standard burger, no cheese. I don't do cheese on my burgers. I don't like cheese on my burgers. Anyway, it was $16.50. I drank a Cider Boys Pineapple Hula. It was very tasty. And Rob had a Brew Bus Brewing Rolling Dirt Red. They have quite the craft beer menu. So if craft beers or ciders are your thing, Ford's Garage may be where you want to go. We talked in the beginning about going to the Riverside Mill Food Court, and we really didn't have a bad meal when we were there. All the breakfasts were delicious. They ran anywhere from $10 to $13.50. They have a Mickey Mouse cinnamon bun, which is pretty much the size of your head. It was wonderful. I went over and picked it up one morning with tea and coffee for us. I can't remember what we were doing, but that's what I did. Breakfast runs basically from $10 to about $13.50. I did get us both a refillable mug. Refillable mugs run $22.99. So why did I do that? One coffee is $4.79. We were there for 6 mornings. That $4.79 times 6 is $28.74. So I saved myself $5. And I have a mug. How can you beat that? The evening of the rain out at EPCOT, because we were so drenched, we could not stay at the Riverside Mill Court to eat because we were just so drenched. So I pre-ordered on the app, the bus on the way over. When I got there, I picked it up while Rob headed back to start drying off and all that fun stuff. I got these. I got the citrus basil salmon with rice and garlic green beans. The garlic green beans were definitely the weak part of this meal, but everything was really tasty, and salmon was very good, and I was surprised for a quick service. That was $17.99. Rob got the vegan option, which is the Mediterranean meatball bowl with impossible meatballs, couscous salad, tzatziki sauce, and cauliflower pita chips. He loved it, thought it was wonderful. The only thing he had problems with was the cauliflower pita chips. They were just a little odd and not quite what he wanted. That was $13.29. Over at EPCOT, when we went to Chefs de France for the candlelight lunch, which, by the way, is $89 per person, it was one of the more expensive candlelight processional lunch dinners that you could do. I probably would not have done that if I had any other option. But when we changed our dates, we lost beer garden, so we didn't have much of a choice. Rob got the beef bourguignon, braised beef in Cabernet, pearl onions, carrots, mushrooms, and a linguine pasta. It looked delicious. He would not let me try it, so I'm guessing it was delicious because he wouldn't let me try it. Steak frites, grilled with pommes frites, or French fries, and a béarnaise sauce. Oh, the steak was perfectly done. I asked for it rare. Perfectly done. And it was New York strip, I think. Not the greatest cut of meat, but wonderful. For dessert, because you get a main course, a dessert, and an alcoholic beverage, or a non-alcoholic beverage with your candlelight dinner lunch package. For dessert, he got the Baba vanilla soaked brioche with tropical compote and whipped cream. He said it was okay. Wasn't, everything he dreamed it to be, but it was good. I got the fresh sorbet with the Madeleine, and it was wonderful. The Madeleine was wonderful. The fresh sorbet was wonderful. Since it came with lunch, he got the French-fashioned Nihilus French whiskey with bitter syrup and orange foam. He loved it. I got the French martini vodka with Chambord, pineapple juice, and lemon lime foam. It was wonderful. It really was. And Maximus, I'd have to call him out again. He was great. He was great. We talked to him about France for a little bit because Rob still has cousins over there. Then, moving on, we went to Geo 82. Beautiful theming, noisy but not loud. We talked about it a little bit. Rob got the brown butter old fashioned, which is Woodford Reserve double oaked bourbon, brown butter, maple, Hella Cocktail Company Mexican chocolate bitters. It was $28. This is what I mean by it was a little expensive. I got the Electron, which I cannot pronounce all the words before this. Mezcal, carrot, cinnamon, lime, Hella Cocktail Company orange bitters, and pink peppercorn on the rim. I asked for no pink peppercorn since I am allergic to peppercorn. We got the truffle ahi tuna Japanese whiskey barrel aged. I forgot to put commas in this sentence, I think. Yep. We got the ahi tuna with soy truffle, ponzu, citrus, scallion, and black sesame seeds for $23. Judy was our server. She was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. The entire bill was $78 for 2 drinks and 1 appetizer. Then we headed to Space 220, which was still not cheap, but the exact opposite. Service was not good. Food was okay. He got the black hole old fashioned. That's difficult to say. It was not as good as the one we got at Geo 82, but it wasn't bad. Buffalo Trace bourbon, Demaria whiskey barrel aged bitters for $20. I got the margarita, but instead of A's, they're 4s. I'm not sure why. Blanco tequila, watermelon lime sour, salted lime foam, and electric dust salt. Then we shared the short rib sliders with the white cheddar cheese, red pepper, citrus aioli, lemon, tomato, butter, pickles. And, we both tried them. He did not try mine, which was the Apollo 16 shrimp tacos, marinated shrimp, tomato, shallots, crispy wonton shells. The short rib sliders were $18. My margarita was $18. And the shrimp tacos were $18. And nowhere in that description does it say, these aren't hot. And they were not hot. They were like refrigerator cold. It was strange. But anyway, moving on. That evening when we went to Magic Kingdom, having only eaten those hors d'oeuvres, we went to Pecos Bill's Tall Tale Inn and Cafe. It was like one of 2 places that were open at 11 o'clock at night. We were quite pleased with what we got. Rob, I got the nacho bowl, house-fried corn tortilla chips smothered with stewed pinto beans, chipotle queso, citrus chipotle chicken, and pico de gallo for $12.99. And more than enough food. Probably could have shared it. Southwest Caesar salad is what Rob got. Romaine tossed in creamy salsa verde dressing. Papatas, which is pumpkin seeds. Queso fresco, pico de gala, and the citrus chipotle chicken and tortilla strips. They were a little soggy. Other than that, he said the salad was great. We also got some of the small, tiny churros, which are so much better than the big ones they serve out in the park. Disney Springs, Summer House on the Lake. He got the Endless Summer Old Fashioned, Brothers Bond Whiskey, Lemon Demerara, and Orange Bitters for $15. I got the White Sangria. It says Pinot Grigio, pear, and orange for $14. It had brandy or something else in there. I could taste it, but we couldn't quite figure it out. Then we got a margarita pizza, fresh mozzarella, tomato sauce, olive oil, sea salt, basil. It was $19.95. We shared it. It was delicious. But it was like one huge piece of basil in the middle of the pizza. So you couldn't cut it up. And it was weird. You just you then couldn't get basil on the rest of the pizza. And a margarita pizza is mozzarella and basil. But whatever. Jack Lindsay's Hanger Bar. He got the gingerbread martini, Grey Goose vodka, rum chata liqueur, gingerbread spice, and a rim of gingerbread for $18.50. It was a little sweet for him. He enjoyed it, but he's not a total sweet drink kind of guy. But it was good. I got the Three Daughters Rose Cider. We got the famous Pigs in a Blanket with puff pastry and the cranberry mustard, which was wonderful. I mean, the Pigs in a Blanket, they always do something fun and exciting with them. I think these came in like a sleigh, but the cranberry mustard, great. Great little side thing. Just the right amount of crunch and zing. That evening when we went to Geyser Point at the Wilderness Lodge, I got the Three Daughters Blood Orange Cider. And it was okay. I would have preferred the rosé, which is odd because I really like most blood orange ciders, but this was not my favorite. I could have done without. He got the Northwest Iced Tea 44. So basically, iced tea. North Idaho Potato Vodka, Bacardi Superior Rum, Aviation American Gin, Contro, sweet and sour with a splash of cola for $17.50, which is a pretty good price for a hard iced tea. It was wonderful. We got the Chipotle Barbecue Bison Meatballs with goat cheese polenta and onion straws, $16. Very good. The Jumbo Artisanal Soft Pretzel with beer cheese sauce and mustard aioli, $12. Meatballs, there's 4 of them. It was perfect. We shared. Pretzel was a great blend of crisp and soft. So that nice crispiness on the outside of a pretzel and nice and soft on the inside. Rob mentioned our visit to the boathouse a little bit and our problems with the service and the fact that they forgot the food we ordered. Once again, he got an old fashioned. It was kind of an old fashioned couple days there. Wild turkey, simple syrup, bitters, cherry bitters, and a cherry. I got a margarita because I love margaritas with Blanco tequila, Sorlano blood orange liqueur, agave nectar, and lime juice for $16. Both drinks were $16. And we ordered the sirloin sliders. They never came. They finally did at the end. They were absolutely fabulous. I did not write down how much they cost. Braden ended up comping our entire thing, which was fabulous of him. When we went to the Jungle Navigation Company for dinner, right? Yeah, dinner. I had the Sunset Margarita with Blanco Tequila, Grand Marnier liqueur. You learn. I have problems speaking sometimes, and all words bother me. Smoked chili bitters, lime, and agave for $18.50. He had the coconut mango cocktail, Parrot Bay coconut rum, Stoli vanilla vodka, mango puree, coconut milk, simple syrup, and coconut foam for $15.50. These are pre-made, like in a barrel or something like that, because they don't have a bar in any of the restaurants at Magic Kingdom except for Beacon Barrel. And they were amazingly good for a big pile, a pitcher of pre-mixed alcoholic beverage. They were really quite tasty. We got the Falls Family Falafel, a secret recipe of chickpeas, garlic, onions, lemon juice, herbs served with house-made edamame hummus and toasted pumpkin seeds. Plant-based, obviously. It was $12. The falafel was in the fryer for just a wee bit too long. Then we got the tuna again. Torgasi spiced tuna, avocado, in a nice amarillo broth, lotus root chips, and corn nuts. That was very tasty. That was $18. Oh, the falafel was $12. I would go back and try Jungle Navigation again. There was nothing that really kind of jumped out at me that really wanted to try. But Magic Kingdom is just not known for its food. It really needs to step up someplace. But of course, we also haven't been to all the restaurants then. There, something like that. Beacon Barrel. I had the Salty Seeds Margarita with Blanco Tequila, Contro liqueur, ube, and lime for $20. Rob had the Barrels Ablaze, Jack Daniel's Bonded Bourbon, Honey, Lemon, and Chili for $19. the waitress made us pick pirate names, and we couldn't remember what our names were. But I remember mine was good. Could not remember. Anyway, then we got the island provisions, which was plantain chips, blue corn tortillas, toasted flatbread served with mango chutney, garlic chimichurri, spiced guava, and zesty cilantro cream dips. Dips were very different, tasty, very good. Different. It was good. Then later on today, we went back over to EPCOT because we went to EPCOT every day, just trying to get the cookie stroll done. I got the classic margarita with Blanco tequila, orange liqueur, lime juice, agave, and a salt rim for $18. He got the cucumber margarita, Blanco tequila, Absol corn whiskey, fresh cucumber and lime, tahini chili lime powder rim for $18.50. We got the guacamole, which was excellent with the corn chips. And we also got the queso and tortilla chips. The waiter came over and said, "Would you like chips and dip or guacamole?" And Rob said, "Yes, both." And I don't think he realized that it was two separate appetizers and how much food he was ordering. He was just in the mood to eat, and we were enjoying ourselves and we were relaxing, and we'll pay the bill later. So my margarita was $18, his was $18.50, the guacamole was $16, the corn chips and cheese was $8.10. I got the tacos al pastor, marinated seared pork topped with grilled pineapple, onions, and cilantro, served with plantains, crema mexicana, cojita cheese, slices of guacamole, rice, and corn tortillas for $35. We should have just gotten that and split it. It was huge. Rob got the beef brisket tacos, hard smoked beef brisket in flour tortillas, tomatillo slaw, and salsa verde served with rice. The chips and guac when they're enough for 4 people. Just the chips and guac. I could have eaten just the chips and guac and we would have been fine. It was just wonderful food. Servings were huge. You know, if you have children, they'll eat this. I would order one for me and share with the kid. But excellent. Service was right there. Got our second helping of margaritas to go. It was wonderful. On our Animal Kingdom Day, we went to Satuli Canteen for breakfast for the first time. It was wonderful. He'd never been there at all. And it's really just a great quick service restaurant. I ordered the food as we left Flight of Passage, and it was pretty much ready as soon as we got down there. He got the slow roasted pork shoulder potato hash with chorizo sausage and charred onion sauce. I got the cinnamon French toast with blueberry cream cheese, passion fruit anglaise, and sausage. I actually didn't use the blueberry cream cheese. I'm not a big blueberry fan, and French toast needs syrup. It doesn't need cream cheese. I'm not sure what they were thinking there. Many people were enjoying it. Rob's slow roasted pork was $13.29. My cinnamon French toast was $12.99. We, of course, had to stop at Nomad Lounge. He got the High Tower on the Rocks, which was Blanco tequila, watermelon, sweet and sour, and lime juice for $18.50. I got my favorite, Jen's Tattoo, Kettle One vodka, watermelon, hibiscus, and lime juice for $16.50. The hibiscus henna is the non-alcoholic version of that. Delicious, just wonderful. Then we went and took in the street performers in Africa, and I love Animal Kingdom. It's just a wonderful place to be. So we went to Yak and Yeti. He got the Snap Decision. When I went back through my notes, I'm like, Snap Decision. We had reservations. Then I realized it was a drink. Yak and Yeti's Woodford Reserve Bourbon, apricot brandy, and crisp apple real infused syrup topped with Fever Tree ginger beer. I have no idea how much it cost. In Rob's notes, it just says boring margarita. So I'm going to say I got a classic margarita. There was a specials menus. We were going to get the tuna nachos, but it was just going to be too much food. So he got the 7-spice tuna, which I think he mentioned is a little spicy, but he enjoyed it. I got the Cantonese beef, which also had a little zing to it, but was wonderful. And that's it. That's everything we ate and how much it cost. And we got, of course, cookies also while we were in Epcot. We did not get food from any of the booths. We got the Nacho Buena Cochina at that stand. We got the cinnamon spice chocolate crinkle cookie. It was so good. It was so good. We got the black and white cookie. We got the arugula, which was delicious. We got the oatmeal cookie, which Rob loved. That's only 4. I'm not sure what our 5th cookie was. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there was a 5th cookie in there. I didn't write it down. But the only other thing we did is we got Rob got the Mexican hot chocolate milk stout from Left Hand Brewing Company, and he enjoyed it. But the lines were so long for all the booths and we had reservations at Geo, and we had reservations at 220, and we had reservations at Chefs de France, and then we had Lightning Lanes and trying to get onto Test Track. So we thought we were going to snack around the world. Just didn't work out that way. Well, I think that's all I have to say about this, and I believe now it's time for our sign-off. Rob? Thank you for listening to The Adventures of 2 Gray Mice. Please leave a rating and review wherever you listen.
You can follow us on Instagram at 2 Gray Mice Podcast.
You can send any questions about anything you want to listen or questions you have, or planning your next vacation to 2 graymice@gmail.com.
Until next time, I am Rob.
And I'm Meg.
And together we are the
2 Gray Mice. See you, folks, until our next adventure.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to The Adventures of 2 Gray Mice. We would love it if you could please leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to this podcast. For all your vacation needs at Disney, Universal, or cruise lines, please reach out to Meg at megandthemouse.com. Have a great week.